So, it's time to photograph our sketch and prepare it for its digital transformation. This part is optional, but I like to add some pizzazz to the background when I photograph my sketches, just because it adds another layer of cuteness to it. Sometimes I'll forage for leaves or flowers to place alongside the sketch, or maybe add some crystals if I'm too lazy to go outside. Having some pretty, aesthetically pleasing paper to lay down under your drawing is also a good idea. I like to photograph the sketch directly with the iPad since it's quite convenient to have the photo taken directly onto the device I'll be working with it on. But I must admit the reason I can take this shortcut is because I splurged on a fancy new tablet recently. I previously used an older model that didn't have the best camera, and when I used that tablet I did take the photograph with my cell phone and then transferred it onto the tablet. Another reason why it might be better to use a cell phone device is that they're way smaller than a tablet and will therefore create a much smaller cast shadow. I have a pretty bright setup with lots of lamp here at my work desk, so for me it's fine to use a tablet. But if you are finding it difficult to score a nice picture with lots of shadow getting in the way, I would try using your phone instead. See if that helps. Open Procreate in the gallery, tap on Photo, then select your sketch photo. This will create a new canvas with your photo on a separate layer from the background. I always lightly edit the photo to leave out any excessive hue. If the paper is too warm, it'll affect the colors we place on later. And so, the easiest way to prepare a photograph is to just transfer the photo directly into Procreate and edit it there directly. I'm color picking the color of the table background by just lightly pressing a single finger onto the canvas. To pick a color in Procreate, press and hold down your finger to where you want the color from. Then you'll see a circle take on your color. Wait for the color to appear in the color selection tool in the top right corner of the screen. So now I'm color picking the color of the table background and choosing a more light and desaturated version of that orange color that I originally picked. And immediately, as you can see, the whole image lightens up and becomes slightly less warm-hued. I'm using a similar technique for the graphite. I wanted it to be more cool-toned and dark, and so I went into the color menu and chose a more bluish gray. Oops, I made it way too dark. Start over. Want the paper to be more white, I color pick the color of the paper and choose a brighter color. So here I'm using a stark white. You can also edit your photos by using an app instead. I have used Moldiv and Snapseed in the past. Here I'm using Snapseed and I'm going into the white balance settings and decreasing the temperature. This takes away some of the warm hues in your image. Here I'm using Moldiv, and same as before, I go straight into white balance and cool down the temperature to take away the warm hues. I'm also decreasing the saturation in the photo since the drawing is black and white and I don't really need the photo to be very colorful. And lastly, another perk of using a third-hand app to edit your photos is that they always carry a bunch of fun filters.